giving you a vocational leg up on everyone else. Here's our career Sherpa, Julie Bauke.
All right, we got lots going on today, but I did want to bow to the queen here, Julie Bauke, talking about career-related stuff a little while in between the Iranian stuff. That simply, it's not changing. Fortunately, no lives were lost yesterday. The president could speak sometime around 11. We'll have that for you live on 700 WLW. But in the meantime, Jules, our first segment of the new year, how are you?
I am dandy. How are you?
I'm fine. Let's get to it because we've got bigger fish to fry here.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Namely Iranian terrorists.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's an important thing. 3 signs you hate your job and what you can do about it. Go.
3 things to do. Lots of people are saying, you know what? I'm going to find a different job. I'm
Yep.
going to get happier in my career in 2020.
Right.
The first thing you have to do is figure out what's not working for you right now. So you can't change what you can't identify.
Check.
So look around, what's not working. Write it down. What do you want more of and less of in your next job? The next thing to do is...
Well, I'm thinking of that now because today I have a meeting with my boss, Scott Reinhardt, about my contract. So I'm writing this down. 3 things you hate about your job.
Oh. So this might be our last week?
Jimmy, Sandy.
Seg.
Well, Seg, I don't really see Seg that much.
Jack Crumley.
Crumley's a pain. So how about this? Give Jimmy a raise, fire Jack Crumley. Done. Okay, what else?
Whoa. Okay, perfect. And then, figure out, can you get it where you are? So if there's changes you can make in your current situation without changing employers, then try to do that first because changing, sometimes you're jumping from the frying pan in the fire.
No question.
And so, but it kind of depends on what it is. And so if you can't stand your boss, is there another place in the company you could move to? Mm-hmm. If it's an hour-long commute and they won't let you work from home, that's not changeable. So you have to figure out what's not working and can you change it? The second thing is really, really clear your head and say, okay, if I lost this job tomorrow, they came to me and said, don't come back, what would I do? So I think stepping out of your current moment and saying, if I could do anything, in other words, if I was forced into a job search by a layoff or getting fired or whatever, what would I want to do? If I had to start from scratch, what would it be? And start writing out what's perfect. What would be perfect? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. I'm taking notes here. I'm taking notes.
Okay. Getting ready. Do you need me to coach you for your meeting with
No,
Reinhardt?
no, not at all.
Okay. So really blue sky. And this is something that people have a really, really hard time with because they can't imagine themselves outside of their current situation. But I'm asking listeners to do that. Start imagining yourself outside your current situation. What would ideal look like? Blue sky it. What's your perfect 10? We feel silly doing this sometimes because we start thinking, ain't going to get it, so why am I even going to write it down? I cannot say this, sincerely enough. You've got to put pen to paper or whatever it is you do to record your thoughts and say, if this all went away tomorrow, even if I hate it, I would have to go find something else. And there's safety sometimes in the devil you know. What if I had no devil? What would I do? What would I really want to do next? What would I change about my current situation?
I'd be with Willie and his old white ass getting sun on the golf course. What about that?
Exactly. That's the plan. Get to Florida with Willie. Maybe he'll Airbnb you one of his rooms.
I haven't seen Willie since November. That's the kind of job you need.
You can be his house manservant or something.
Right. So,
and then after, then the third thing is say to yourself, okay, now that I've thought about what I don't like where I am, what I would do if if I had complete control over my job and career. Once you go through that exercise of imagining your possibilities, it actually becomes easier to then take the third step, which is where can I get it? How can I get more of what I want? Where might I get it? And then start updating your resume, your LinkedIn profile with all of your accomplishments. Start gathering your story, start writing your story, gathering your tools, and start putting a plan in place. Who can I talk to about what I want to do? Who do I know in my network who might know of things that need to be done? And how can I start connecting with people, having coffee with them, put my head up and really start putting my eye on the market. As we've talked about several times, this is the best market that I can remember. And if there's a time better than this to change jobs, I don't know what it would be. You have to figure out analyze your current situation, get out of your way and start to blue sky a little bit, get out of your head and start to think big, and really start to then put a plan in place to get tactical. Resume, LinkedIn, who are your core contacts,
Sure.
and start activating and having conversations with the right people.
Yeah. Window on this one, Julie, though. Are you? Can you be too young or too old to do this, in a sense? Because
No,
I think that if
absolutely
you're young
not.
and just starting your career, what kind of leverage do you have? On the other end of it, maybe you're a little bit older. You go, well, I got less than 10 years to retirement, ultimately, maybe 5 years to retirement. Should I just put up with this crap because I'm too old?
No, that's really dangerous thinking. And I've sat across the desk from so many people who thought that way. Oh, it's only, nobody will hire me. I'm 55. I only have 5 or 10 years till retirement. Only 5 or 10 years? Are you kidding? First of all, if it's that bad, the decision might be made for you because they might not like you as much as you don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather wait 3 years and get laid off and then you're 58? Okay, how's that going to work for you?
Yeah.
So, anything you can do to take control of your situation now, tomorrow you're just going to be a day older. And so if you're worried that you're too old, you're not. You really aren't. We worked with people in the early 60s to help them figure out what's next. As we know, retirement isn't what it used to be. If you're 25, that's awesome. You've got at least a 30 to 40-year runway.
Right.
And so when you're 25, you can take a few more risks because you probably have fewer responsibilities. But when you're 55, but you also have much more time for experimentation. So especially if you're 25 and hate your job, for heaven's sakes, now I only have 40.
You're too young to be hating your job at that point.
Oh my God. Well, no, you're not necessarily. So at least get closer to something you enjoy.
Right.
Because, I've sat across the desk too many times from people who say, I don't know where the last 30 years went. I've always hated doing what I do. Like, wow. That's wasted opportunity and wasted gifts in many, many ways.
I've only hated what I do recently. No.
You're not setting yourself up well for your talk.
Yeah, I know. I'm great. You got to go in with a chip on your shoulder, don't you?
Go in, you're like, you know what? I'm Scott Sloan.
No,
and you're not.
I'm not.
And
Yeah,
you're damn lucky.
See, I can't. That's
Bill. Like that.
That's Willie's act, not mine. I'm more like I'm more grateful bootlicker. What if
So
they tell you? Let's say you go into your boss with.
Florida.
Yeah, right. What do you? Okay, let's say you do this thing. You go and you go. Okay, I got. I'm putting money to the bottom line. I think I'm a valuable employee. I do my job well. I'm respected at work. I company man, all that. You go in and you say, hey, I need, as you said in the beginning, is lay out the things that more of what you want and less of what you don't want. What if they tell you, okay, you're valuable. We need you. You're an important asset, but they won't meet you halfway on what it is you're looking for. What does that say?
Well, it could. The response could be, I hear you. I'd like to help you with that because you really are valued. We can't do that right now, but let's get back together in 6 months. Something like that is very positive.
Okay.
If it's anything like, yeah, that ain't happening, get back to work, you need to look someplace else, or you need to look someplace else in your organization. We've had clients who are like, who's come in and said, I have been loyal. I have done a sacrifice to my personal time, sacrifice time with my kids and my spouse for this company, and I am not seeing the appreciation that I need, and I've expressed that, and nothing's changing. I don't know. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You need to, and don't go in there and go, well, I'm going to leave, because they might just say, okay, you're disloyal. Get out of here.
Right.
So be careful what you go in and pound the desk for. It's better to assess the situation, take in all what you're seeing. And we do 90-minute strategy sessions now for people who want help kind of identifying their situation, helping sort through their situation so they can see what their options are, because we can get so lost in our own head that we can't even see the way we feel like we're punching a paper bag trying to get out. Mm-hmm. But there's a way to get out, and we can certainly help you through that.
All right, Julie Bauke is our career Sherpa here on the show, and does a segment
our
personal. Very underutilized career Sherpa because I'm too busy with other careers in order to focus on any career. Julie Bauke, the Bauke, B-A-U-K, thebaukegroup.com. She has the podcast too. It's called
The Evolved Career.
I was going to say the Evolved Career, but you beat me to it. Very good. Who's on the episode this week?
Joe Boyd, the founder of Rebel Pilgrim. He's a fascinating guy, and has had a fascinating career, from improv comedian to minister to business owner. To actor. And so he's a fascinating guy. A lot of people in town know him. They've Rebel Pilgrims done a lot of great work in town. And so the evolved career. And you and you're going to be on there soon. I know the listening audience is breathless with anticipation.
Well, my people are still trying to work out a deal with your people. It's a big, it's a lot, it's a thing. So mainly because Julie's on the Bill Cunningham plan. She's never in town. She's out sunning her butt somewhere in Arizona or where are you going?
Right.
California or some exotic location like Hawaii. She's working on her tan lines instead of doing the evolve. Her career's evolved all right. All right.
It is. That's right.
Jules, be well, friend. I'll talk to you soon.
All
Thanks.
Right.